in continuation of the challenges of the training, we will be talking about that is the implementation and evaluation. When we are talking about the implementation of this training process, then we take selecting the training methods and the conduct the training, and when we are talking about the evaluations, then we will comparing the training outcome against the criteria. So, first we will like to take that is the implementation of the select training methods are there. So, first method will be the e-learning for the remote workforce. E-learning for a remote workforce refers to the use of electronic technologies to deliver training and development programs to employees who are not physically present in a traditional office environment. This approach is crucial for maintaining the skills development and continuous learning, ensuring all team members regardless of their location have equal access to the training opportunities. E-learning offers flexibility, allowing employees to learn at their own pace from the different locations and time zones. Reduces the training cost by eliminating the expenses for the physical spaces, travel and accommodation. This e-learning for the remote workforce enables HR to customize and scale training to fit diverse workforce needs, from individual learning paths to the department specific content is there. Integrates the technologies like the AI and analytics to enhance learning, track progress and inform future training decisions based on the data. Now, let us take a case study for these e-learning for the remote workforce. It Clear Values Analytics has a distributed team of the data scientists and analysts who work remotely. To provide effective training, the HR department decides to implement a cloud-based learning method system. They launch the Data Mastery, a series of interactive e-learning courses accessible to the employees globally. The platform features wide tutorials with virtual labs and for data practices and real-time quizzes. Additionally, they incorporate AI-driven and analytics to make the progress and personalize the learning experience. Clear Views Learning initiative allows for flexibility in training schedules and offers a consistent training experience to all remote employees, ensuring no one is left behind due to their location. It shows the concern, that is the how can we leverage the modern e-learning platforms to deliver training effectively to those employees, those who are at the remote places. The training method diversity refers to the use of a variety of training approaches and tools to address different learning preferences and maximize learning outcomes. It is important because it ensures that training is accessible and effective for all participants regardless of their individual learning style is concerned. This training method diversity caters a various learning styles with lectures, simulation and digital modules to improve the outcomes. And this mix helps to mix the technique boost engagement and the information retention. The flexibility and adaptability training to a different settings of backgrounds, and these use VR, AR and LMS for the immersive scalable learning experiences are concerned. The training method diversity is the case study I would like to take, that is the Omni design, a multinational design from both a diverse staff with varying learning preferences. The HR team conducts a detailed survey to understand the different learning styles of their employees. With these insights, they create a mixed method training program that includes the visual aids for the special learners, the podcast for the auditory learners, interactive session for the kinesthetic learners and the reading material for those who learn best thought through text. They establish the Design Learning Hub, a central repository where employees can access training resources that suit for their preferred learning style. By diversifying their training methods, the Omni design ensures that employees they should always go for this type of those methods, which will be ensuring to employees not only learn more effectively, but also feel valued and understood with the help of the central repository where employees are accessing the study material. This shows the concern for the what criteria are used to select training methods that cater to the different learning styles and the generational preferences. The practical technological training is also adopted by some of the organizations, and the practical technological training in HR refers to the hands-on training that focuses on the use of technological tools and platforms essential for managing human resource efficiently. The training aims to enhance the proficiency of HR professionals in leveraging technology to streamline HR processes like recruitment, payroll, performance management and the employee engagement. This training boosts digital literacy, allowing HR professionals to use technology for data driven based and automation routine tasks through their system like HRIS and the ATS. It improves recruitment efficiency by teaching the HR staff to use the advanced tools for the streamlined candidates searching, screening and digital onboarding. The participation learn to use data analysis for analyzing the employee data and making these informed decisions, focusing on the reorganized patterns in employee performance and turnover. The training includes crucial elements of data privacy and ensures that HR professionals manage employees data in employee with the legal standards like GDPR. The situation which I would like to take is like a virtual tech AVR and AR development company needs its staff to stay adapt with the cutting edge technology. HR sets up tech immersion labs facilitated equipped with the last VR and AR gear, where employees can get hands-on experience. Training sessions are structured and real world properties, and the staff can apply what they learn directly to developing prototypes, virtual tech patterns with the hardware manufacturers for early access to the new tech, ensuring their teams are proficient with the tools before they hit the market. It raises a concern for the how can we implement training methods that encourage practicals, hands-on experience within technology. The social learning integrating in HR training refers to incorporating the collaborative and interactive learning practices that mimic social interactions. It emphasizes learning through observation, initiation and modeling within a social context. The approach will leverage the and modeling is the within a social context. So, this approach which is taking these natural human tendency to learn from others, making training programs more engaging and effective. The social learning integration utilizes the platforms like the social media for real time knowledge sharing and the enhanced engagement. Fosters the continuous learning with the initiatives like mentorship and the peer discussions. The social learning integration measures the different through feedback surveys and the performance assessments. Continuously improve the training by incorporating participants' feedback into the design. Here we would like to take a situation where the SocialNet, a social media startup, understands the value of collaborative leveraging the HR introduces Social Net Connect, a platform where employees can share their knowledge, resources and best practices. The platform includes the features like forums, peer-to-peer chat with the group challenges to facilitate the learning through interactions. They also introduce the weekly wisdom webinars where the teams discusses the recent projects and learn from each other's experiences. SocialNet's approach fosters a culture of the shared learning and community which boosts the collective knowledge and the innovation. This shows the concern in what ways can the social learning and collaborative tools be integrated into our training methods. This training scalability refers to the ability of HR training programs to efficiently expand and accommodation of the increasing number of the participants without sacrificing the quality of the training. This involves leveraging technology, standardized processes and the flexible content to meet the growing demands of an organization. When we use the technologies like the LMS and VR to deliver the consistent training across multiple locations, designed in a modular format for the easy updates and the flexibility. This reduces the cost by minimizing in-person sessions and the external training dependency. This includes the automated assessment for the immediate feedback and the effectiveness monitoring. Here I would like to take a situation in an expand company, a rapidly growing logistic company and anticipate the doubling in workforce in the next year. HR needs to ensure that the training method can be sell with this growth. They adopt expand learning, a modular the training program with core modules for all employees and specialized tracks for the different roles. The training is delivered via an online platform that can easily accommodate to an increasing number of users. Expand company also employs train the trainer sessions, creating a cohort of the internal teachers who can facilitate the workshops, ensuring that as the company grows, the capacity to train new employees also grows with it. This shows the concern how we can ensure the training methods we choose are the scalable and adaptable as the company grow. When we are talking about the remote training engagement, so remote training engagement refers to the strategies and techniques used to maintain involvement and interest among the employees during the training sessions conducted online. This is crucial in remote work environment to ensure effectively the learning and retention. These remote training faces challenges the technological disappraisal and the distractness. The essential tools include the interactive platforms and learning management system. Remote training engagement uses the breakdown rooms, polls and gamification to boost the interaction. This continuous feedback and the follow up are crucial for assessing and improving the training effectiveness. Here I would like to take a situation as a case study where the Navigate Tech, a digital navigation solutions provider, has shifted to the fully remote operations. To keep remote training engaging, HR develops an interactive learning series with gamified modules, complete with the badges and the leaderboards. Live training sessions are conducted a virtual reality, creating an interactive, the immersive learning environment. This remote training engagement minimizes the disruption. Training is made available on demand, allows the employees to engage at times that suit their individual work schedules. Additionally, regular virtual coffee breaks are integrated into the training, providing the informal banking setting for the employees and to discuss and digest the material together. Here we talk about that is the how do we maintain the engagement and minimize disruption for employees undergoing training in a remote setup. When we are talking about this the change management through training, the concept involves strategies and practices used by the human resource to prepare, support and help individuals, terms and organizing in making the organizational change. Training is employed as a tool to facilitate the adaptation to new methods, technologies and processes by changing the capabilities of the workforce. This change management through training ensures organizational adaptability, enhancing the competitiveness and resilience. HR designs and implements the program aligning with the change goals, addressing skills, gaps, etc. These effective strategies include the leadership engagement and the design training models. The training effectiveness is measured by the employee performance and the feedback on the initiatives are there. The change management through training, that is the example would like to take is the old tree publishing is a transitioning from the traditional to digital publication and which requires a signature change in work process. To address potential resistance, HR organizes change champion workshops where the earlier adopters are trained to become advocates for the new digital methods. Change management through training is possible when these champions are then paired with the employees who are the moral resistance guiding throughout the tradition. HR also implement understanding of change sessions, helping staff to recognize the benefit of change on both in period and organizational level. This reducing the resistance and the fostering acceptance. This shows the concern that is about the what strategies are in the place to assess and address potential resistance to change through training. When we are talking about the balancing the technical skills and culture technical balance in training, then in that case it integrates the technical or hard skill training with the culture or soft skill development. The balance is critical in HR training as it ensures that the future managers are not only proficient in their technical aspects data analysis and HR, the systems, but also excel in these interpersonal and the culture adaptability skills that are vital for the managing the diverse workforce. These technical skills in HR include mastery of employment, the law and strategy HR systems essential for organizational efficiency. The culture competence focus on managing diversity and the fostering inclusivity in global and business environment is concerned. Integrating the training methods like role playing, case studies, blend technical and cultural learning from the practical applications. A balance of these skills enhance leadership development, preparing HR professionals to lead in a complex the scenarios. The balancing the technical skills and culture technical balance in training that we can understand with the help of a situation where the Codecraft, a software development firm, is ramping up its technical training to remain competitive. However, HR notices the potential impact on company's the culture. To create a balance, the Good Craft Connect is simply having the launch incorporating the cultural elements into technical training. This balanced technical skill and the cultural balance in training is having for the each technical training module is followed by the discussion on the core company value and observative activities that enforce the team spirit. This approach ensures that while the technical skills are bound the essence of these the company's culture is integrated into the learning expertise. It shows the concern how do we balance the need for technical skill development with the cultivation of a healthy company that is the culture through our training programs. The next training is the data driven training customization. Under this particular data driven training customization, it involves the use of the quantitative data and qualitative feedback to tailor the training programs to the specific needs of the individual employees or the groups within a company. This approach aims to enhance the learning outcomes and the operational feedback that is the becoming the more and more with the company's concern. An approach aims to enhance the learning outcome and here the training content with the actual requirement and skill gaps identified through the data analysis. Now, these common methods include the surveys, performance assessments and the learning analytics with the advanced analytics forecasting training needs. These personalized programs boost the engagement and the resource efficiency. The data driven training customization implementation challenges they include data privacy and the need for continuous updates. These future trends includes AI integration and the immersive technologies like VR. Here I would like to take a situation where the health says a healthcare analytics company that wants to tailor training to individual employee needs. The HR utilizes the data analytics to analyze job performance metrics and identify specific training requirements for the each employee. The HR of the health state and using an AI powered platform, personal progress plans are created delivering customized content that addresses the identified gaps. The platforms adopt training materials based on the employees pace of learning and the mastery of concepts, ensuring that each individual's unique learning needs are met effectively. It shows the concern how can we use the data analytics to tailor the training content to the individual needs of employees. The real time training feedback this refers to the immediate information provided to trainees during a training session regarding their performance and understanding of the material. It aims to correct misunderstandings promptly and reinforce learning by offering installments into the continuous responses to training actions or the questions are raised. Here this immediate this correction prevents reinforcing incorrect practices, that is the spreading of learning. This instant feedback boosts the engagement and motivation through the active participation. The real-time training feedback tailors training to individual needs, enhancing personalization. Technology like the AI and VR enable automated effective feedback in the training programs. Here this real-time training feedback for the example we can take of a EcoBuild. A sustainable construction company is keen on providing the responsive training that adapts to feedback. HR introduces the feedback loops into their training programs, where the participants can provide instant reactions to the each training session via a mobile application. They also conduct mid-training reviews to gather the more comprehensive feedback. This real-time training feedback curve is based on the collected with the HR and training facilitators make immediate adjustment to content, format and delivered methods, ensuring the training remains relevant, engaging and effective throughout the program. It shows the concern about the what are the our plans to incorporate continuous feedback mechanisms during the training to make the real time adjustments. Now we will come to the third part, that is about the evaluation. The compare the training outcomes against the criteria. The training ROI on performance and productivity measures the financial benefits derived from the training programs relative to the cost of these programs. It is a critical matrix used in HR to assess the effectiveness of training in improving the employee performance and organizational productivity. ROI is calculated by subtracting the training cost from financial gains and then dividing it by the training cost and multiplied by 100. This effective training boosts employee efficiency and work quality, enhancing the productivity. Training must align with the organizational goals to ensure it supports these broader business objectives. Ongoing monitoring and evaluation refine training impact, adjusting based on the outcomes to maximize the ROI. FinCorp, a financial service company, implements a new training program aimed at improving the financial analysis skills. To measure the ROI, HR tracks performance metrics pre and post training, such as the accuracy of financial reports and the time taken to complete them. They also monitor the number of the errors reduced in financial analysis tasks. The productivity metrics under this training ROI and performance and productivity measure, such as the volume of the work completed and the efficiency of the task completion, are evaluated. FinCorp uses this data to compare the cost of the training program against the financial benefits gained from these improved the performance and the productivity of their employees. This shows about the concern to the how do we define and measure the ROI of one training program in terms of employee performance and the productivity. When we are talking about the training impact on the engagement and retention, these regular and relevant training initiatives are associated with the higher job satisfaction and morale. Employees who receive the ongoing development opportunities tend to have a stronger sense of the job security and personal achievements, which motivates them to stay with the organization longer. Now, this training impact on engagement and retention program that focuses on career growth and development are particularly effective in retaining the talent. These programs help employees visualize a clear career path within the organization, thereby fostering the loyalty and reducing the turnover. There is a significant correlation between the quality of training provided and the retention rates within an organization. Lack of adequate training can lead to the frustration and the disengagement that is increasing the turnover rates. Conversely, well-defined training programs tailored to the specific needs of the employees can reduce the turnover by as much as the 30 to 50%. Here I would like to take the case study of the TechBright. A software company rolls out a professional development program. To evaluate its success, HR analyzes employees' engagement survey, noting changes in the employee satisfaction and commitment levels post training. They also track the retention rates, comparing turnover before and after the program's implementation. Furthermore, they look at the promotion rates within the company, seeing if employees that is who participated in the training show a higher progression rate, which would correlate with the higher engagement and a propensity to stay with the company. This shows the concern with the what metrics we are using to evaluate the success of training in improving employee engagement and the retentions are concerned. The training influence on innovation and organizational agility, regular and focused training sessions help cultivate an environment of continuous learning and creativity. By introducing employees to the latest industry needs, methodologies and technologies, training programs encourage innovative thinking and problem solving approaches. And the agility is the business refers to the ability of an organization to rapidly adapt to the market change and critical resources training programs that emphasize the flexibility, quick decision making and the resilience directly contribute to the developing a more agile workforce. The training initiatives often include the cross departmental sessions that can foster collaboration and communication among various parts of an organization. Such interdisciplinary interactions can lead to more holistic and innovative solutions to business challenges, there improving the organizational agility. Here I would like to take the situation InnovateX, an R&D company, introduces creativity workshop and the HR evaluates the impact on innovation by tracking the number of new ideas submitted to their idea management system and the implementation rate of these ideas. They also measure the agility by assessing how quickly the teams adapt to the new project demands. Training influences on innovation and organizational agility. For employee feedback on their ability to respond a challenge and adopt new methods, that is, the training is collected and analyzed for the insights into the program's effectiveness. This shows the concern how can we measure the impact of training on fostering that is the innovation and agility within the organization. Now, the training effectiveness in compliance adherence refers to how well a training program equips employees to follow legal and ethical standards applicable to their jobs roles. Effective training ensures that the organization mitigates risk and avoid the legal practice penalties and maintain a positive corporate image. The compliance is not an one-time event, but an ongoing process. The regular refresher courses and updates on changing regulations are essential to maintain the compliance adherence. This ongoing training helps to engage the compliance into the corporate culture. It involves the training effectiveness, making the clear metrics to evaluate the success of compliance training programs. Common metrics include the completion rates, test scores and practical assessment. They simulate the real world compliance scenarios. Long term effectiveness is often measured to a reduction a compliance that is related to the incidents or concern. The Regime Corporation, a pharmaceutical company that faces the stringent regulatory requirement, that is about the indicators, performance indicators such as the audit results, incidents of non-compliance and the corrective actions required. They also review the results of compliance tests that is the taken by the employees of after the training sessions. This training effectiveness in compliance adherence feedback from the regulatory bodies and the customer complaints related to the compliance issues are also considered as measure of the training effectiveness. This shows the concern in what way do we assess the effect of training on our ability to stay compliant with the evolving regulation and the laws or concerns. So, this long term career tracking after training is the context of the HR training means monitoring the employees career progression following their participation in the training programs. And now, this career long term career tracking after training, making the career advancement, evaluating of training leads to the promotions, higher roles or the expanded responsibilities within the organization. The skill application, assessing the whether employees apply the new skills and advantages from training to their workforce effectively. The long term career tracking after training also helps in employee retention, monitoring retention rates post training to determine if its impact employee decision to stay with the company. The performance metrics measuring improvements in the individual performance and the contribution to the business outcomes after the training are concerned. Here I would like to take a situation. The Career Path Solution, a career consulting firm, emphasizes the growth of its consultants. They establish a career milestone system which tracks by the milestones such as promotions, role expansions and the skill applications in projects. HR reviews this data over several years can be to assess the influence of specific training on career growth. They also conduct the annual career development interviews with employees to discuss progress and relate it to the past training opportunities. This longitudinal analysis helps Career Path Solutions to understand and long term benefits in areas for the improvement of the training initiatives. This shows the concern What long term tracking systems do we have in place to monitor the review trajectory of the employees, that is the post training is there, which will be helping us to understand that is how we can design the training program as per the need of the employees and making the assessment of the employees as per the organization culture, system and demand. This is all about, we talk about that is the training process, the challenges. Thank you.